So good day everyone. Today I will discuss about Tpack model. But first, let me introduce myself. I am John Lloyd Malneg and I will be the one to discuss about Tpack model. So now let's proceed to my topic. So let's talk about the first inventor or creator of Tpack model. So Punya Mishra is Director of Innovative Learning Futures at the Learning Engineering Institute and Professor in the Mary Lou Fulton Teachers College at Arizona State University. He is internationally recognized for his work in educational technology, the role of creativity and aesthetic learning, and the application of collaborative design-based approaches to education innovation. And next is Dr. Matthew J. Kohler. He's a professor and associate dean for faculty and academic staff affairs in the College of Education at Michigan State University. His training at the University of Wisconsin includes a PhD in educational psychology, emphasis in cognitive psychology applied to education. He is internationally recognized for his work in educational technology, the pedagogical affordances of technology for learning, the development, the technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge, or Tpack model. So, the objective of today's lesson is identify the Tpack model and to adapt its framework to different circumstances, various intersections and relationships already embodied in the Tpack acronym, and for the last is apply what you have learned after this lesson. And now that we are done to the history of Tpack model and their creator, let's now proceed to what is Tpack model. A Tpack model is a framework by which educators can effectively integrate technology into their teaching. Educators bring a variety of knowledge and expertise into the classroom, especially with regard to the subject matter they teach and how to teach it. So, Tpack model or framework outlines how content and pedagogy must form the foundation for any effective edtech integration. This order is important because the technology being implemented must communicate the content and support the pedagogy in order to enhance student learning experience, and specific technological tools are best used to instruct and guide students toward a better, more robust understanding of the subject matter. So the first one is content knowledge. Content knowledge refers to the educator's knowledge of the subject matter they are teaching and how this subject matters differs from that in other grade levels or subject areas. So this describes teachers' own knowledge of the subject matter. Content knowledge may include knowledge of concepts, theories, evidence, and organizational frameworks within a particular subject. It may also include the fields, best practice, and established approaches to communicating this information to students. And for the second is pedagogical knowledge. An educator's pedagogical knowledge is their understanding of teaching methods and theories. This includes, but is not limited to, best practices for student learning, classroom management, and lesson creation and delivery. So pedagogical knowledge, this describes teachers' knowledge of the practices, processes, and methods regarding teaching and learning. As a generic form of knowledge, pedagogical knowledge encompasses the purposes, values, and aims of education and may apply to more specific areas including the understanding of students' learning styles, question management skills, lesson planning, and assessments. And for the third is pedagogical content knowledge. Pedagogical content knowledge represents an educator's knowledge of the teaching methods and theories that will support the specific content they are teaching. Pedagogical knowledge recognizes that effective teaching is more than just content area expertise and differentiates between the artist and the art teacher, or the scientist and the science teacher. So, pedagogical content knowledge. This describes teacher knowledge regarding foundational areas of teaching and learning, including curricular development, student assessment, and reporting results. Pedagogical content knowledge focuses on promoting learning and tracing the links among pedagogy and its supportive practices, like curriculum, assessment, etc. And much like CK will also differ according to grade level and subject matter. In all cases, though, pedagogical content knowledge seeks to improve teaching practices by creating stronger connections between the content and the pedagogy used to communicate it. And now, let's proceed to technological knowledge. Technological knowledge refers to the teacher's existing knowledge of the technology, tools, and digital resources available to them, including the benefits and limitations of those tools and resources in a classroom setting. And so, technological knowledge, this describes teachers' knowledge of ability to use various technologies, technological tools, and associated resources. Technological knowledge concerns understanding EdTech, considering its possibilities for a specific subject area or classroom, learning to recognize when it will assist or impede learning, and continually learning and adapting to new technology offerings. And now, let's proceed to technological content knowledge. Technological content knowledge refers to a teacher's understanding of different ways certain technology tools and digital resources impact how the content is represented, as well as the constraints that the content places on which tools and resources can be used. So, this describes teachers' understanding of how technology and content can both influence and push against each other. Technological content knowledge involves understanding how the subject matter can be communicated via different EdTech offerings and considering which specific EdTech tools might be best suited for specific subject matters or classrooms. And for the last one is technological pedagogical knowledge. The second relationship that exists when technological knowledge is introduced is technological pedagogical knowledge, or a teacher's knowledge of how technological tools and digital resources can impact teaching and learning. This includes identifying the benefits and drawbacks of certain technologies in terms of classroom management, developmental appropriateness, instructional best practices, and etc. So, technological pedagogical knowledge describes teachers' understanding of how particular technologies can change both the teaching and learning experience by introducing new pedagogical affordances and constraints. Another aspect of technological pedagogical knowledge concerns understanding how such tools can be deployed alongside pedagogy in ways that are appropriate to the discipline and the development of lesson at hand. So now, in conclusion, the Tpack model framework becomes a productive way to consider how teachers could integrate educational technology into the classroom. Tpack can also serve as a measurement of instructor knowledge, potentially impacting both training and professional development, offering for teachers at all levels of experience. The Tpack framework is useful for the ways in which it explicates the types of knowledge most needed in order to make technology integration successful in the classroom. Teachers need not even be familiar with the entire Tpack framework as such in order to benefit from it. They simply need to understand the instructional practices are best shaped by content-driven, pedagogically sound, and technologically forward-thinking knowledge. And so, that is all for the Tpack model framework. I hope that you learned something from my presentation, and I hope that someday you may apply it to your teaching strategies. Thank you, everyone.